Hello, Steve Out 9. Well, there's some controversy around Roald Dahl. Apparently, some of his books are getting a bit of a makeover and they're removing some offensive words like fat and ugly. Superficially, I don't have a problem with that. I do think, we live in a more sensitive era, and I don't think there's anything wrong with updating older books that were a bit harsh, which may not, they're not going to do as well, and they're probably not going to be recommended and supported by parents if they feel that these, books are harsh or offensive. So I don't think it hurts the books because otherwise no one's going to read them anyway. So I don't really have a problem with it. And Roald Dahl did it himself. Apparently, I just found this out today, apparently the original Charlie and Chocolate Factory didn't have Oompa Loompas, like these magical little creatures. They had pygmies that apparently were smuggled out of their native country in crates and then made to work there. I don't know, but that's really offensive. He changed that himself, so he's already done this. He updated himself. So if he was still alive, I'm sure he'd still update himself. So I don't think Roald Dahl would have any problem with this, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, as long as they don't go too far and sanitize the books to the point that there's no fun. Because if I remember correctly, those books were kind of dark and subversive, but some basic little things like, not calling people fat and ugly, I don't think that really hurts the world. I think that might make the world a slightly better place. But the other thing I wanted to comment on, because I see stuff and I just want to, talk about it. The project, I've watched 2 segments from the project just randomly. I guess once you watch one thing on YouTube, they keep recommending it. So now I keep getting project videos. But the new lineup, I'm like, okay, I recognise Waleed, and I always liked him, but who are these other people? They're boring. They're not interesting. They're not funny. There's a lady in there, and I think she was supposed to be a comedian because she was apparently bringing the lols. I'm like, yeah, no, you're not. Who are these people? What happened to the project? It used to have these awesome people, and I enjoyed watching them talk about stuff. And now it's just Waleed and a bunch of random people I've never heard of before who have no personality or character. What the hell happened? Because I'd heard for a while problems with the project, that they'd lost this person, lost that person, new lineup, and those things, they do cycle around, and people come, people go, but usually they replace people with similar caliber people. And I'm looking at these people like going, why would I watch this? Like, why would I watch this as a show? Why would I tune in to see what the people in the project have to say? Because aside from Waleed, I don't recognise any of them, and none of them are that interesting. Not that Waleed was particularly interesting anyway, he just seemed like a nice guy. But the other guys, I don't know who they are. But I think maybe the blonde guy had been there before. I think I'd seen him before. But he was really boring, that's why I barely remembered him. But yeah, so they need to do something about that. Because I'd heard that that basically the show wasn't rating, or it was having problems because they'd gotten rid of interesting people like, Lisa Wilkinson or whatever her name is, and who are the other people? God, I can't remember their names, but there are people that I'd recognise. When I tune in, there'd be people that I recognised on the show. And now it's just like Waleed and that's it. So yeah, there's a lot of racist people who are going in on him or something, and I'm like, it's not his fault that the other people are boring. It's like they expect him to lift the whole show up, and I'm like, he's not a big personality. He's not like a comedian or anything. Give him a break. You need to get people like that in to complement him. He's a serious guy. Is how I always took it, because he always was the most serious person out of them usually. Tim Hellier or Hollier or whatever his name is, he was on there for a while. There were people on there you recognised, and they were, comedians basically, TV personalities. These people are just, yeah. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I don't know what to think of the project now. I'd heard, like I said, rumours, but I didn't know it was this bad. They just had an absolute absence of personality on this panel. Or commentary. These guys had nothing to say, really, on the subject as well, which is also boring. Yeah, I'm done.